Okay.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, Megasa and Dr. Sendil.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Very good evening. I'm
Good
very happy to
evening,
participate
Doc.
in your Zoom meeting. I'm very happy to be a participant in this session. Thank you so much.
So both of you able to see the PPT, I hope.
Yeah, I'm able to
Okay. Okay. So we discussed yesterday
see.
about
Able to see, yeah.
the course outline. There are 7 units are there. Today we are going to start with
Yeah,
unit
yeah.
1. Unit 1, it again we are going to recollect the earlier discussion, especially in relation to quantitative study. There also we discussed what is research. Here also we are going to discuss not exactly what is research. Along with that, we are going to discuss how the knowledge is going to be generated, whether it is going to be generated using scientific way or alternative way. Then what kind of purposes we are having in terms of research, and also to understand the purpose of the philosophy of research. So these are all the 3 subtopics we are going to discuss today. So for this unit, uh, um, just a minute, there is a small issues. There is a small
Okay.
issue. Because...
So voice is breaking.
No, wait, just a minute, just a minute. There is a small issue. Um, for this unit 1, there are 4 learning objectives. There are 4 learning objectives.
Okay.
Uh, Especially when after completing this session, you can able to. I'm expecting you to learn what is research. You need to understand the concept of research. Then you are going to gain the knowledge about uh, scientific nature of research. Then you can able to list out certain key purposes for involving doing research, and also you are going to internalize the philosophy behind the research. So there are different world views are there, how we need to look at the world from our perspective. There are different perspectives you are going to learn from this session. Maybe the philosophy will guide you to choose what kind of worldview you wanted to take it in your research. For example, me, I most wanted to go with action research. So my worldview towards the research phenomena, it's supposed to be it's a kind of doing research along with the people to find out the answers for the unanswered question. That's my way of looking at the research issue. It depends upon the person to person, it will vary. So what I expected from this session, you need to understand what is research, then you can gain the knowledge about scientific nature of research, and also able to list certain purposes for doing research, and also you are going to internalize yourself certain research philosophy. Then you can able to choose which philosophy is very much close to you. So that's what this session is going to expect from it. It will tell us. So before going uh, to start our actual session, I need to know. You need to think. Uh, what do you mean by research by yourself? When did you hear the word research first time in your life? Especially, maybe you can try to recollect yourself. When did you hear the word research in your lifetime? Or in your lifetime, did you come across the any kind of research? If so, what kind of research is that one? What did you learn from that one? These are all the questions needs to be answered by the by the participants. Magasa, are you able to recollect this one? When did you hear the word research first time in your life? Magasa?
Okay. First, research means yes, yes. First, research means it's a scientific way of doing something or searching about the phenomena or
Ah,
studying about something.
ah.
Uh,
When did you started that process? Finding
Before, during my okay, I started doing the research during my BA degree. During that, I done the research on the problems and the coping strategies of stressed children.
ah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Hello?
I'm hearing. I'm hearing.
Are you hearing? So, first time I done the research on the problems and the coping strategy of stressed children.
Ah. So you can able to get answer
That's
from your
all.
research title after completing your research.
Okay.
Did you get answer after completing your
Yeah,
research?
yeah, yeah.
So what kind of things you applied? How,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how did you collect the informations? How did you derive the answer for your unanswered questions?
So on the statement of the problem,
Ah,
I conducted I conducted the discussion part. My research was on discussion and the conclusion part. During that time,
hmm,
I wrote the studies conducted before and
hmm,
compare with my study. Then
hmm,
I wrote my finding, my own finding.
hmm.
That's all.
Maybe this is we are applying certain scientific tools. We are getting answer from that with the support of that tools. That's how the research is going to be done
Yeah, yeah.
yourself. But actually, some people are knowingly,
Yeah.
unknowingly, they are using these tools. Whether they sometimes they don't know the name exactly, but they are also applying uh, scientifically. For example, I can able to say if you are choosing your master degree program, maybe after completing your bachelor's, you wanted to choose your degree as well as the university which you wanted to study. If that is the case, what kind of techniques you applied to choose your degree, master degree, as well as the university where you wanted to study? How did you choose an Bolivaro and Master of Social Work?
Just I choose through just using the
Hmm.
secondary data collection tools.
Ah. So you inquired about certain universities. Those who
Just
are all the universities are
through
having
the
master degree in social work. Then you choose an Bolivaro. Am I right?
yeah, yeah. I used
Hmm.
key informant just key informant interviews
Hmm.
just came some issue in detail.
Hmm.
Just I gathered information from another individuals and then
Hmm.
start to join
Hmm. Hmm.
the
Hmm.
Blue University.
So this is what people are
Just
doing.
simply I used this method.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Now we will go the actual session. Again, I wanted to recollect our memories during our quantitative study. The research means it's simple way. You can segregate the word research means research. So if you are segregating word research, then you can get it's a research. It's a combination of re and search. Certain fact or certain informations I can say there are unanswered questions with us. If you are searching answer for unanswered questions again and again, it's not single time. Again and again, if you are searching answer for certain unanswered questions, for example, uh, me, I believe there is no God. Me, I believe there is no God, but some people, including you, some people are believing there is a God. If you are again and again looking for the God to see physically, or at least to getting some sort of how to say, um, maybe you are imagining something about God. If you are thinking about God again and again to look for Him, what you are doing, you are trying to do a research to find out the God. The same thing apply in all aspects. Where the main thing in research, there are unanswered areas. We don't know the answer, but somebody wants to get answer for unanswered area again and again, looking for the informations. That is called research. That's why research is supposed to be, it's a combination of research. So it's for doing a research, we follow certain process. So research is a process by one which acquire authentic and reliable informations about the phenomena. So if you want to know the status of women, for example, if you want to know the status of women in Bulegoro town, you need to follow certain process. We need to collect authentic and reliable informations. From that authentic and reliable information, using certain tools that will give you exact answer. Maybe women are getting living in a better positions or in a lower positions. We can able to get through this phenomena. We can able to get answer through acquisition of information from authentic and reliable information. We can able to conclude certain phenomena. So this one supposed to be done in a systematic inquiry towards understanding, or you can say a systematic inquiry about towards understanding certain social phenomena, or you can say it's a scientific approach to gain knowledge. It oriented towards certain objectives. So in it's a process. In simple term, research is a process. Someone to get knowledge about certain phenomena using reliable and authentic information, or you can say it's a systematic inquiry to know the social phenomena, or you can say it's a scientific way of gaining knowledge, or you can say it's based on the objective. We are going to get the answers, are oriented towards thrust on our objectives. So you can anyway, but collecting informations using different tools by the way of getting answer. That's what the research is saying. See, getting research, keep it research outside our purview. How people are getting knowledge. Usually, when you are doing a research, that time we are gaining new knowledge. But usually, in general terms, people are getting knowledge using different ways. So we need to understand how people are receiving knowledge or getting knowledge from different sources. There are two sources people are usually obtaining their knowledge. One is scientific way of obtaining knowledge. Another one is alternative way of obtaining knowledge. So there are two sources people are getting knowledge. First one, it should be a scientific way of getting knowledge. Second one, it's an alternative source of knowledge. For example, alternative source of knowledge. Certain information is passing from higher authorities or those who are having power. They are sharing the informations. That is alternative source of knowledge. It might consisting of informations or knowledge we gained from authorities, traditions, common sense, media, myth, and personal experiences. So this way, we are gaining or getting informations. For example, if you drive in a Ethiopian road, you need to follow left hand side driving. If you are going to Asian countries, you need to use right hand side driving. So this is the basic knowledge, because if you are getting a driving license, this will be taught to you. Or you can say, uh, within the road there is a footpath. You need to, if you are walking, you need to follow footpath only, not going through the main road. This is, or you can just following in roadside. You can say there are symbols. If you see that symbols, you are following that symbol. For example, there are traffic rules. If you are there are traffic signals. If you are go behind traffic signals without green light, then you are going to be punished. There is an authority, it's already dealing with certain things. So mostly people are gaining knowledge or information from authorities, from their traditions, from their common sense, from media, from their myth and personal experience. These are all the way people are gaining knowledge. In the second method, science is also one way of obtaining objective knowledge about the world through systematic observations. This scientific way means no one is going to tell certain things, but you yourself going to find using your objective oriented knowledge is going to be gained through your research or through your systematic observations. You are going to gain certain knowledge. The first one, it will come from an authority, or it come from a tradition, or it come from a common sense or myth or personal experience. There is no authenticity. There are way you can gain knowledge, but it come from someone. For example, you are gaining information from your traditions. It will be rational when you are applying the same knowledge in your community. If you are going to apply the same knowledge in other community, it may be wrong. But when you are applying it in the same community, it is okay. But the same knowledge can be applied in other community. It is going to be, the both community perception is going to be different. But when you are applying a scientific knowledge anywhere, because that's what scientific knowledge, you are testing, you are using certain tools, you are doing a test, then you are come to a conclusions. Based on that conclusions, that can be applied to anywhere and everywhere. So that's the difference between alternative source of knowledge and scientific method of knowledge, gaining knowledge. So this science can be defined as a social institutions and way to produce knowledge. I hope you know what is social institutions, because the science considered as a social institution and a way to produce knowledges. Alternative source is also there, but most of the time, if you wanted to get concretized informations or authentic informations or reliable informations, mostly people are depending on scientific knowledge. So you hope understand this two difference between alternative source of knowledge and scientific source of knowledge. Do you have any question? Even Dr. Sendel, do you have any question?
Yeah, I have a question, Doc.
Yes.
So I have a question on
yes,
the
definitely.
scientific source of knowledge. So
Yeah.
we can get a scientific source of knowledge from the different social institutions like the schools. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
So we can get scientific knowledge through conducting the research, or on what way?
There are two sources of knowledge. One is scientific way of getting knowledge. That one through research. Even your school knowledge, it is not an alternative source. It is an scientific knowledge. So whatever taught in the school, it is the source of knowledge is coming from research, or it's a proven knowledge only transferred in schools. Hello?
Okay.
Do you hear me?
It is clear, Doc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the scientific knowledge there are you can able to understand scientific knowledge, because the whole of research, it is going to generate scientific knowledge. We are going to see certain characteristics and also try to distinguish scientific knowledge and alternative source of knowledge using certain criteria. So scientific knowledge, it's a systematic way of deriving knowledge from our research. Systematic means you are going to reject the use of guessing and inductions, but does not rule out our creativity. So for example, when you are doing an research, you are not using your guessing and inductions. That is why when you are doing, that's why most of the time I am saying, when you are doing a research, that time you are a researcher. You should not use your individual perspectives. Whatever information you are derived or you are conclude, it's supposed to be concluded from the data, not from your own experience, not from your guessing, not from your inductions. Your answer is supposed to come from your data. So it's a systematic way of deriving knowledge. So this systematic way usually reject the use of guessings and inductions, but it will accept the creativity. When you are writing data collection, when you are writing data collections, that time the data analysis, that time I usually mention you need to compare the step number 3. You need to compare which one is highest value, which one is lowest value, what is the difference between highest values and lowest value. You are saying this is high because of the reasons. When you are mentioning that reasons, even that place also, you are not going to use your personal experience. You are going to quote secondary review, or you can mentioning national average. You are going to use certain secondary data for confining your knowledge. So it's a systematic way of generating knowledge. This systematic way usually reject the use of guessing and inductions, but it does not rule out your creativity thinking. Then it is also there is a scientific way of generating knowledge. It is you are controlling certain variables. You identify and control the variables wherever possible. For example, there are some intravenous variables may leads to false information. So we are, before making a sample, we were trying to control certain variables. So it is possible to reduce the errors, because you are controlling certain variables, you are identifying certain variables and also control the impact of certain variables. Then you are applying a logical reasoning. When you are doing research, you are guided by rules of logical reasoning and the process of induction and deductions. We will see what is induction and deductions, but both this induction and deductions, it will help us to rule out, it is help us to implement certain logical reasoning. So the research is a logical process. Then we are applying empirical data. So we provide a basis for external validity of result by using empirical data. Then it can be any scientific way of generating knowledge can be replicable, because you are verified by replicating your studies. You are not restricting yourself with one place. The same thing can be replicated in different places. So you are going to strengthen your findings. Then it is possible, through scientific knowledge, it is possible for self-corrections. You can able to build in a mechanisms and open to public scrutiny by fellow professionals. So through your dissemination workshops, through your disseminations, you can able to do self-corrections. So that is why, because the research usually done using systematic way, you can able to control your variables. You can apply logical reasonings. Then you are using empirical data. It can be replicated at any place. Then it can be, there is a possibility of doing self-corrections. That is why this is entirely distinguishes itself from alternative source of knowledge. Alternative source of knowledge, all the information come from a particular source. It is not possible to do any control. It is not possible to apply any logic, because you are just a receiver. You are just to follow what information you have received from alternative source of knowledge. You are not allowed to strengthen that one. Since it's a research mainly depending on logical reasoning, so there is there are two ways you can able to discover and using the knowledges, discovering and using of knowledges. Either you can use inductive or deductive reasonings. So inductive means you need to begin with the certain observations and measurement of phenomena, then develop ideas and general theories about the universe. Maybe you can say the through your observation, you can see Polygoda town is affected. Lot of teenage pregnancies were happened during this COVID period. When people are putting lockdown, it inducing to early pregnancy. This is your observations. For you are observing something new, early pregnancies were happening because of lockdown. This is your observations. This observation is going to be measured using certain phenomena. Maybe you can go to the maternity clinic, you can collect some data because you already observed something. Then you are going to maternity clinic, you are observing, collecting some data, then you are developing your idea. So from during this 2021 or 2020 to 2021, this much newborn babies were born, where the birth were given by this age group. If you are finding that information, then you can able to develop a generalistic theory, or you can say about the universe of the interest. So you are starting with an observations, then you are going with measuring the phenomena, then you are come to a theoretical ideas or theoretical conclusion towards particular phenomena. In other words, you can say inductive reasoning means one accept or believes a findings about an individuals, then applies that beliefs to all similar individuals, assuming that it will be true for all. Maybe in simple term, you are accepting these things were happening through your observations. You are making a reasoning. You believe this is happened related to this individuals. Then you are confined yourself. You are accepted or you are believed fully. Then you are applying the same to other individuals, assuming that it will be work for all other individual as well. This is called induction. So induction mainly based on observations, measurement of phenomena, then develop ideas and generalization of your theory. The deductive reasoning, deduction, a theoretical or mental process of reasoning by which the investigator starts up with an idea and develop theory and hypothesis. The deduction, it's a theoretical point of view, or there is a theoretical ideas is there. There is a theory. This theory is going to be proved by a investigator through certain application of certain hypothetical testing. You are going to prove a theory which was developed by individuals. So theory is already there. That theory is going to be proved either it is right or wrong by the researcher. That is called deductive reasoning or deductive logical reasonings. So you have lot of information. You are going to deduct unnecessary information. Then you are going to conclude. You are using the unnecessary information is going to be segregated using deductive reasonings. In other words, you can say one accept or believes a general principles, then applies that principle to an individual case. The first one, it's going to be an observations. It is proved with individuals, then the same is replicated to other individuals. What results he derived from single individual, it is going to be tested with many individuals. But here many individuals were accepted certain fact. That fact is going to be proved using the individual cases. I will show you a diagram. The deductive reasoning, you have lot of information. That information is going to be patternized, or it is going to be classified. Then you are framing tentative hypothesis. Then you are proving your theory. That will start from deductive reasoning. It starts from general principles towards special case. But inductive reasoning, you have observations, you have already developed a theory. That theory is going to be tested in using certain hypothesis. Then you are going to do observations, then you are confirming that one. This one, it starts with a special case, then it is traveling to general principles. You are proving your theory from individual case, then you are making into general principles. But deductive reasoning, you have general principles. That general principle is going to be tested with the individual cases. I hope you can able to understand what is inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning. Megasa? Megasa?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So our audio is going to
Yes, Doc.
our session is going to cut now because the Zoom is allowing only 40 minutes. It's a free
So
version.
when is